about restart, this is, as I said, it's the number one cure for all disease. But there are so many different ones. It's a science. Of course, you can start you can restart a computer. How can you restart a computer? Anyone has a computer here? So, what do you do to restart? I heard like here in Malaysia, you knock them. You knock like this with a hand. Yeah. You said this, no? Yeah. Okay. He's kind of the knocking a computer with the hand. I'm not so sure that's the best way, because you might damage your screen and other hardware. But it's possible. Another way, you can just pull the power plug. It's also possible. But there's just, usually there's a reset button. You press this, you get the same result. Same as with humans, there's different ways to reset. And the induced coma is maybe one way, but I think it's too drastic. But what did they do all times in medicine? For example, in Germany, they invented the spa idea. They sent people to a spa, to a resort for 1-2 weeks. And then they are out in a completely different setting. They're out of their family, out of their job, maybe even in a different country. So they can rearrange their information. And maybe they give some treatments, but the treatments are not so important. What is important is really the aspect of being in a new environment. So if you have a client, I can tell you most issues can be solved if you give them, if you require them to go somewhere else without their family, without their children, go somewhere, maybe even where they don't like to go. Because if they don't like to go, it's even more, it's a more resetting. If you just say, well, I like this spa, there's a good chance that you like it because it just keeps you going the way you are used to go. So that's a completely different approach now. Before we were told, well, if somebody is sick, just do everything the way they like it. Don't threaten them. Don't in any way confuse them or no. It's the opposite approach. You have to make them mad when they are sick to make them better. That's the idea of an initial aggravation. But this is what homeopathy does, or any good medicine. You get a short time of initial aggravation only to get you better. And so what is the core system to do with this? There's two ways to reset with the core system. One is the informational way, and the other is the energetic way. When you provide energetically frequencies, then I asked you, what is it actually doing? What is frequency therapy doing in your understanding? And really, if you ask people outside, nobody really knows. Everybody has a philosophy. Some say the rife philosophy is that you kill some bacteria. Yes. Some others say, well, that you harmonize the energy field. Some people say, well, so you supply energy, so you basically charge a battery. So this is kind of the three major ways how frequency therapy is explained. I don't think any one of those three is accurate. I think because there is really no way to charge a person like a battery, then there is really no way once you have the skin contact to go into the body and kill some bacteria some half a meter away. It's just they are more resistant to like a 9 volt or 12 volt over this distance. There's almost no voltage anymore inside the body. So I don't think any of those explanations is true. But what you do is you create an electric or magnetic or light interference in the body, and that has to be exactly in such a way that it's upsetting the energy system of the body. So it's upsetting it. This means it calls the self-reactive forces on the stage. Just like an alarm clock. Alarm clock is not getting you out of bed, but it gives an unsettling impulse that you say, I have to watch the time, I have to maybe get up. But the alarm clock is not getting you out of bed. The same is with this frequency therapy. Frequency therapy is not making you healthy. It's giving the wake-up call to your system, to your immune system, digestive system, nervous system, or whatever needs this wake-up call. So that's a reset on an energetic level. And then a reset on the informational level. See, everybody's more awake now because all these things is going on the side. So everybody's more awake. Yeah? It's totally uninteresting, but maybe it's more interesting than what I'm talking about. So, but this is exactly what is not in our training. We think if we really want to focus, we have to have a quiet environment, meditative environment. Like we had a talk with Mr. Song and Mr. Shu and Bei is there. Yeah, so she's also now listening in Singapore. So we had this talk in Singapore last week, and we were looking for a place, and there was only the lobby of the hotel. And then Mr. Shu said, no, let's go and rent the business center room. And I said, no, I want to have it here in the lobby. So there's a lot of people, even the music band just started playing, yes? So a lot of noise also. I want to have the meeting and discussion and the demo here because it creates a delay. So everybody will be more awake. See, the idea, the traditional idea is that if you want to really be productive, really be effective, really want to learn, then you have to go in a space which is very quiet. But it's not this way. If it's very quiet, you will maybe think you learn something, but you will forget everything. If I ask you, as I say, in like in a few years, what I talked about, you will maybe just remember, yeah, he talked about something while they were fixing this thing with the amplifier.